cosmetic world on its hands, on its head. If it turned the cosmetic world on its hands, it would probably be one of those salons where you get your nails done. You know, your toenails and your fingernails. And then that would be that. So if you're on Twitter or Facebook, just be careful. We just note changes around here, and we try to enjoy every piece of data that makes it through our machinery here, and celebrate it as best we can. The fact is, it's planet Earth. It's a roiling place. Speaking of oceans, and actually, it's not roiling. I'm not sure what roiling means, but it's a great word. If you know what it means, maybe you could type it in the chat, and I'll know. But we are rolling. We are spinning. And of course, if we slip off our axis by this degree or that degree, terrible things will happen. But it's been known before for planets to adjust their positions, but they don't do it very often, because speaking of machinery, the music of the spheres is pretty well set. Except it changes a lot, but it's set, because when you're going 1 million miles per hour, everything's kind of on lockdown, except for it's all exploding at once if it's that starry world out there. And if you're, like I am, a shapeshifter type of person, well, you just miss those starry explosions, but I like them way out in space, with no atmosphere, just making elements, you know, like heavy metal elements in the middle of the sun, you know. Those will be burst out, and then they'll be singing about them. It'll hit MTV, or they used to hit MTV. Now I don't know. But if you're a heavy metal music fan, then it's headbanging music for your cruise through the afternoon at whatever speed you're going. I think I probably travel about 3 miles per hour when I'm walking with my good shoes. Slower sometimes and faster sometimes. And then there are people that teleport. And some people have to teleport quickly. Some creatures have to teleport quickly. Anyway, I hope you're having a great day. I understand that MySpace was not mentioned in the hacker situation, so I visited there. And of course, I try to update my status, and they've got my beta brain there with the list of things, moods you can have. Apparently, you can adjust the picture so that it could be a smiley face or a twirly face, but usually a picture automatically comes with whatever mood they've listed, and they got a lot of moods down there for humans. More moods than I could think of. And so I put up several posts and then took some down, and then erased one by mistake, the best one. So what's there is there, and I think I'll just leave it there. For those people who can, go to MySpace and visit E.J. Gould's MySpace. He's got an interesting video up there about the beacon. And if you haven't heard about the beacon, well, I'll tell you a little bit about it. The beacon is a device, and it's a very simple device using radio wave technology, which is enclosed in a box, and then it has some wires, and the wires are enclosed. Inside the wires are wires, and then at the end of the wires are crystals, which are wrapped in copper, a nice heavy kind of cool copper, as well as the crystals themselves being kind of cool. It's supposedly a very, very relaxing situation just to sit and hold them, and I can verify that that is true. I mean, you could be sitting in the middle of a war, you know, people blowing up your street, cutting down your trees, and you just sit there and hold those crystals, and you just kind of click into these different parallel universes until all of your parallel universe personae, of which whatever you're watching this TV broadcast with is one parallel personae, or maybe several that have been you know, brought together by the radio wave technology of the beacon. Lots of people have done level 1 and are working on level 2, so their parallel personae are beginning to show in terms of they just glow a little brighter, and there's less pulling this way and that way. Sitting here, I probably have further to go than everybody there is, because I have parallel personae here and there and everywhere. There's also the aspect, it wasn't mentioned on the MySpace blog that I read by E.J. Gold, which you can go to MySpace and I think you can find it there. We call them PUPs, parallel universe personae, which always leads, the associative mind to think of puppies, which in my associative mind also leads to kitties, because I have kitties. And a friend of mine has been visited by a ghost kitty that jumps up on her bed. No sign of what that cat is. And I have a cat that is on a rock that is a ghost kitty, and she watches the lizards and kind of sleeps and watches the bugs. And the other kitties come and catch the bugs that she's watching, but she doesn't seem to have any opinion about it one way or another, and if she did, I probably would hear it, because she was quite a meower and quite a talker. And I hope she reincarnated as an opera star. Actually, she could have reincarnated as a dancer on Cats, and that would have been okay too. A beautiful Siamese, but I do a double take every time I pass that rock. I just go, oh my gosh, and then she's not there. So Samantha, we love you. And if I get a spirit radio, and as soon as I get my beacon hooked up, why, all those lost pets. What about the ones from childhood? The little dachshund Gretchen, and the little, we had a dog named Soapy because she was kind of soapy looking, and I had another dog named Missy, and some other dogs. And I had cats. I had Apollo. He was a great cat. And then what other cats did I have? Tiffany. She was very elegant. A long-haired Persian. Apollo was, believe it or not, a Blue Point Siamese. But I got him around the time the astronauts were visiting the moon. Neil Armstrong and all those guys were stepping onto the moon, and I was holding a kitten. So his name was Apollo, in honor of the lunar landing. So I hope everyone did enjoy the full moon last night. I don't know if it portends good things, bad things, or no things whatsoever. But it does affect the tides, and it does, at least symbolically for humans, sort of bring things to a completion. And then things can kind of work their way down to the new start. Because by the time we get to the new moon, well, we'll figure out what didn't work that we completed, that we might have to do again. And a lot of people will go, no, Mercury retrograde, no, not going to do it. But it doesn't matter. A lot of this is happening without any of our, well, it may listen to our opinions, and it may care, and it certainly thinks that we're crafty with our hands and our brains. But basically, the universe does not care that much. So we got to care for the universe, okay? And then if we care for the universe might look the word up in the dictionary and take a new track. Although the universe cares for itself, because it just works. It works the way a good computer program works. So actually, it works better than most good, even the best computer programs, because it's still here. And so tonight the moon will be almost full, but it'll be a little less full than last night, apparently.